you are asleep. Then suddenly you are not. Your eyes open, but nothing else does. You try to move your arm, nothing happens. You try to call out, no sound comes. And somewhere in the room, you are certain something is watching you. This is sleep paralysis, and what your brain does in the seconds before it happens is stranger than almost anything else it does all night. Start with what sleep is actually supposed to do. During REM sleep, the stage where your most vivid dreams occur, your brain sends a chemical signal that essentially switches off your muscles. Scientists call this REM atonia. Without it, you would physically act out every dream you have, thrashing and running in your bed. Atonia is a safety feature. It keeps your body still while your mind wanders. The problem starts when your brain wakes up before your body does. Your eyes open. Your conscious mind switches on, but the chemical signal telling your muscles to stay locked hasn't shut off yet. For anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes, you are fully awake and fully paralyzed at the same time. The psychologist J. Allen Chaney spent years studying this exact overlap at the University of Waterloo, and his research revealed something remarkable. Sleep paralysis doesn't just produce paralysis, it produces hallucinations, and those hallucinations follow a shockingly consistent pattern across almost every person who experiences them. A sense of a malevolent presence in the room, pressure on the chest, the feeling of being watched by something that means you harm. Why would a glitch in muscle control also produce a hallucination of a threatening figure? Chaney's answer points back to your amygdala, the same threat detection structure active every night while you dream. During REM sleep, the amygdala is unusually active, generating the emotional intensity behind your dreams. When you wake up mid-REM, that activity doesn't just vanish. It gets pointed at your real surroundings. Your threat system is fully online, scanning a dark, motionless body for danger, and it finds one because it was built to find one. Then there's the paralysis itself. Not being able to move is on its own one of the most primal alarm signals a human brain can register. For nearly all of evolutionary history, being immobilized meant being vulnerable to a predator. Your brain doesn't just register the paralysis calmly, it treats it as an emergency, flooding you with the same fear response you'd feel if something were actually standing over you. Here's where it gets even stranger. The folklorist David Hufford spent decades documenting reports of this exact experience across wildly different cultures with no contact between them. In parts of Newfoundland, people called it the old hag. In parts of Southeast Asia, it was described as a spirit sitting on the chest. In medieval Europe, it was blamed on demons called incubi. Different names, different explanations. But Hufford found the same structural details again and again. Paralysis, a sensed presence, pressure on the chest, and overwhelming dread. That consistency suggests the experience isn't shaped by any single culture's beliefs. It's shaped by shared human biology, and every culture simply built its own story to explain it. More recently, the neuroscientist Baland Jalal has studied not just why sleep paralysis happens, but why the hallucinated presence so often feels specifically hostile rather than neutral. His research suggests your brain, unable to explain paralysis with any external cause, defaults to its oldest explanation for stillness and dread combined. Something dangerous is near and it wants you to stay still. Notice what's actually happening underneath all of this. Every element of the experience, the paralysis, the sensed figure, the pressure on your chest, the fear is your own nervous system's threat detection machinery, firing at full intensity with no real threat to aim at. There is nothing in the room. There never was. But your brain, caught between two sleep states at once, cannot tell the difference between an imagined predator and a real one. So the next time your eyes open in the dark and your body won't respond, understand what you're inside of. Not a haunting, not a visitor. A brief overlap between two systems that were never designed to run at the same time, your conscious mind and your dreaming mind, both switched on together for a few unbearable seconds. Tonight, if it happens to you, remember this. The presence in the room isn't there to harm you. It's not there at all. It's the oldest part of your brain doing exactly the job it was built to do, one final time before you wake all the way up.